Alright, apprentice tactician and young sword fighter. For some reason, that's strange. I don't see what's so strange about having the brains and the brawn teaming up. Alright, so we're going to a place called Vulgar. And make a life-changing discovery. With the footsteps of fate. The biggest city in all of Sakai. Well, it looks well enough like a city. City. And oh my, what's this? Someone from off screen. Who's this nerd, I wonder? He is our new friend. He's very friendly. So he's from Lycia, I want to say? Lycia? Probably Lycia. And specifically from Caelin. And Lyn is having absolutely none of it. I like Lyn. And hey, it's another nerd. So their names are Kent and Sane. Kent is the red one, Sane is the green one. So obviously these are the odd couple. And yes, they are on horses. We'll see if that means anything. Oh, Kent. Don't try to hit on her like that. Oh, of course. He wasn't actually hitting on her, but Sane gone and fucked it all up anyway. She might be their mission? Mysterious. Tia, you joke, but actually, wait. I don't want to say anything that might not be true, but I just don't recall. Anyway, now we've got this oaf. We just called her Lindis. Who's just in it for the money. no, too many bandits. Well, at least the knights are still knightly enough. Alright, so as you can probably tell from the way this conversation is unfolding, we're gonna get more units to use. So they're saying that I'm going to issue the orders, but again, this is part of the extended tutorial, so some of my orders are going to be fairly limited, at least at first. Yeah, that's fair. This is just saying that, yeah. Oh, I actually just skipped over something kind of important. So, Lyn is the Lord, so to speak. Which means that if she dies in battle, then that's it. Game over. The blue unit, the other units, they can die and they will... Yeah, she's the main character. The other units are not the main characters, so the game will continue if they're defeated, but I'm gonna not let that happen. If that does happen, actually what I should be doing, that I haven't been doing just yet, is using save states, but once I get into, you know, out of the tutorial, then I'll use save states more. Anyway, so the game wants me to use Sane, so I'm going to send him over here and attack this bandit with his lance. He says here he's got a 67% hit rate. So we know that's better than 67%, but again, I don't know the math on that, so let's do it. And he whiffed. Good job, Sane. So here's where the game is introducing the concept of the weapons triangle. To get a little ahead of this conversation. Yeah. Thank you, Tia, for that hot Final Fantasy IX reference. Fresh from the oven. I love it. Sane just doesn't have a sword. Look, he has his lance. What else does he need? Alright, it should be enough, but in this game, so the weapons triangle that they just alluded to works like this. In melee range, there are 3 basic weapon types. Here it goes. You've got swords, axes, and lances. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, lances beat swords. And what they mean by that is that they'll have an increase to their accuracy, to their evasion rate, and to their damage. And so I believe in this game you get about 30% more accuracy, 30% more evasion, and 1 extra point of damage, just by virtue of being on the right side of the triangle. So we're going to send Kent in. Enemy has an axe. He's got swords and lances, so we're going to use the sword. And there we go. So he's got that 100% hit rate. Lynn's only got one place to be, so we'll just send her in there. Oh, I totally forgot to mention. It should be obvious there from that floating ×2, but, you know, attack speed is an important factor in this whole thing. Sane wants another chance. Let me see if I can do this. Alright, great. So we've got, you can look up the info for characters. These are all the stats. You know, this is fairly obvious, I think. Strength increases your damage. Skill improves your hit rate. What it doesn't say here is that it also improves your critical hit rate. I don't know how hit is calculated. It's probably a lot. But I can tell you that a critical rate is roughly 1/2 of a unit's skill, and that's affected by other things. Speed is, it affects evasion and determines whether or not you can double attack the enemy or get double attacked by the enemy. You don't want to be double attacked, obviously. Luck, I know it's vague, but luck can be valuable. What it does affect both accuracy and evasion, and it will also reduce the enemy's chance to critical hit you. Defense should be fairly obvious. Weapons do less damage with higher defense. There's magical resistance, that's going to be a thing. Spoilers. Let's see, what else is here? Movement is how many tiles they can move. That will be affected by terrain. Get into that later. Constitution. It says here it affects rescues. It affects one other thing, too. Yeah. The other thing that it affects is your attack speed. So, in this game, I'll even go over to this other page here. So we see that the Iron Sword, it's got its stats there. The range, its might, its accuracy, its critical hit rate. The key thing there is its weight. So it's got a weight of 5. What that means is if the weight of a weapon is higher than a unit's constitution, it will slow down their effective speed. If the constitution is the same or higher, then their attack speed is the same as the regular speed stat. So her constitution is 5, that means her effective attack speed is 10, as long as she's using an iron sword. In this game, the constitution generally does not change, so that is kind of a hassle, but it is what it is. We'll be fine. So that's enough info. Anyway, Sane wants to redeem himself, so let's send him after this next bandit. This time I'm going to use a sword, just like he was told. His accuracy is still not 100, though. And he still missed. Good job, Sane. Time for the next part of the tutorial. The in-game tutorial, not my tutorial. So the short version of this conversation is that the terrain has an impact on battles. So the enemy was hidden in the woods, yeah. So the woods are, forests. If you place your unit in them, you will get an increase to your evasion and to your defenses. So somehow, Sane just did not see all of the branches or whatever in the way. Good job, Sane. So there it is, again, basically saying what I just said. If you attack from the woods, you'll have an advantage. If the enemy is hiding in the woods, then they get the advantage. Alright. Kent wants to go. You can see in the corner there, depending on what side of the screen it is, it'll tell you how much defense and how much avoid you get. That's your evasion counter. So Kent is going to use his sword. You can see now that he's in the forest, the enemy has a 26 hit rate. So yeah, Lyn can't even get to that bandit anyway, so... Lyn wants us to move her to the woods there. For the added protection. The bandit is very smart and attacks the knight it had a lower chance to hit. Just because. Sane the gallant man of Caelin, he says. So he got hit and somehow forgot about it? There's another basic mechanic. You can trade between units that are right next to each other. So Sane... So you can trade. Alright. Wow, it's really making me do all of this, huh? Sorry about that slowdown. I just realized I had Firefox still open, and I could maybe not do that. So we're gonna pick, we'll give him 3 use vulnerary. So what the game is not telling me here is that you can actually use that to rearrange a unit's inventory if you really wanted to. Anyway, here's another thing that mounted units can do. So they can move after they take an action, but the catch is they can't move after attacking, and they can't do another action after the first one. So using an item does not use up all of the movements, so we'll just put Sane over there. Here it's talking about how they're different goals. Another common goal, aside from capturing a point, is to wipe out all the enemies. We'll just do that. Kent will make short work of the bandit here, and we'll move Lyn up there to that woods tile. Didn't work. Oh well. got a kill, so let's let Sane take this one. So now I have free control over the rest of the chapter, so that's cool. I'm into it. I guess while I devise my strategy, you know what? I said I was going to change the text speed. Oh, nope, not suspend. Options, text speed to fast. That'll be fine. And I don't want that guy to use the woods against me, so I'm going to put Lyn over there. The one thing I want to talk about real quick is that Kent and Sane are actually fulfilling a trope in Fire Emblem games. This is common in almost all of them, to the best of my knowledge. But they're the pair of knights, the red and green knights. Pretty much every Fire Emblem game has such a pair. Usually, the red one is... Well, let's take a look at their stats real quick. So usually the red one is has higher strength and lower skill, and there might be some other factors that I'd be forgetting. So the green one is usually more defensive. But in this game, that's reversed for whatever reason, just because. It's a precedent established by, what are their names? Well, I forget which one is which, but they were Cain and Abel in the original Fire Emblem. Because of course they were. See, that guy's probably gonna bite it. Good job, Kent. Alright, Kent's got strength, skill, speed, and defense. That is a very good level up. Alright, that guy's not gonna move, so we'll just send... Actually, I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm not going to attack. This is a very common strategy to take in Fire Emblem games, is to just put your units in the place you want them without actually having them attack. Because when they attack, they can get counterattacked. And then the enemy will get their turn and they'll get to attack again before you can counterattack. So, for safety's sake, it's usually advisable to let the enemy attack first. That way, if you need to heal, you can do that. Even though he had low hit rate. But since there's no way Lyn is going to die, and she's guaranteed to kill him, I'm not going to worry about getting attacked. That's another level for Lyn. Alright, she got skill and luck. That's fine. We're gonna have to do something about that. How do I do the thing? Oh, ban that row. How do I close this thing? Nope, that's the exact opposite of what I wanted. Why did that open Firefox? Damn it. Alright. Oh, gotta click back into BizHawk. So yeah, now we've done a murder. It was in self-defense. Now we're gonna finally learn what the knights are all about. That too. Gotta ban that spammer. Oh. Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Alright. I think if I do this... No. Hold on. So I'm gonna have to restart. Okay. It's fine. I accidentally hit start and that skipped the whole conversation, which is kind of the point. Oh no. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe I'm finally getting hit by bots. Alright. Please tell me it's saved. Alright, so fortunately it resumed. So something this game does is you can do like a... It'll save after every action you take, so that's a good demonstration of that, really. Its place in the RNG does get saved. So yeah, she just got luck and skill again. Yeah, it is convenient, because, you know, GBA, battery might die at any time, so, you know, you can just resume right then and there. And again, like I said, it does keep where you are in the RNG the same, so it's not like you can, you know, try a battle, and then it goes badly, you reset, and you just load the battle again. The same thing is going to happen every time, so you do have to watch out for that. But it works for me really well here because, well, since I skipped the conversation, to watch it again. I don't have to redo the entire chapter. Alright. So they're looking for the daughter of a Lady Madeline. Madeline? Speaking of convenient, alright, so here's what I want to know. Is that supposed to be Marquess or Marquess? Because I think I've looked it up, and I've seen both, and I don't like the sound of Marquess. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep saying Marquess. See, I would believe Marquis, but I think that's if you spell it M-A-R-Q-U-I-S, because I think that makes it French. That's my belief. I have nothing to substantiate that. But it is functionally the same thing. So the important thing, though, is that it is almost guaranteed that Lyn is Lindis, the granddaughter of the Marquess of Caelin. You're right, this is Mission 2. Like, this is Chapter 1, after the prologue. So this part of the story does move fairly fast, but also it makes sense because without this, there's literally nothing to drive the plot forward. It's just Lyn and the tactician just traveling for the sake of travel. So yeah, Lynn's whole existence kind of throws a wrench in someone's plans. Right. So obviously the only way to sort this all out is to show up on their doorstep. This will surely go smoothly and without any kind of problem whatsoever. Alright, so with that I can properly save and end that recording.